Sickness and vulnerability are part of human life. At some point, we all face moments of weakness. And in those moments, the presence of a caring person can mean more than medicine. The Prophet ﷺ was that person. He didn't just care about people when they were strong. He was most present when they were weak. His love for the sick and vulnerable was not just about visiting them. It was about uplifting them, healing their hearts, and restoring their dignity. One of the most beautiful aspects of the Prophet's character was that he never saw himself as too great to visit the sick. Whether they were his closest companions or someone unknown in the community, he personally went to see them, comfort them, and pray for them. And he said, when a Muslim visits his sick brother, he continues to walk in the mercy of Allah until he sits. And when he sits, he is immersed in mercy. He didn't send others on his behalf. He went himself, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We talked of the story of the young Jewish boy in Medina who was extremely sick, that most people wouldn't have paid attention to a child, especially a non-Muslim one. But the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam immediately went to visit him. He sat by his bedside, spoke to him gently, and encouraged him to embrace Islam. The boy looked at his father, who nodded, giving him permission to go ahead, and the child whispered the Shahada and then passed away. The Prophet ﷺ smiled with tears in his eyes and said, all praise is due to Allah, who saved him from the fire. And the Prophet ﷺ was not going to just visit people for their physical well-being. He also cared about their eternal well-being. Instead of treating illness as only a test, he taught that it was also purification. As he said, no fatigue, nor disease, no sorrow, no sadness, nor hurt, no distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick of a thorn, except that Allah expiates some of his sins because of it. In many societies, the disabled and elderly are often ignored. But the Prophet ﷺ gave them dignity and honor. He appointed Abdullah ibn Maktoum, a blind man, as a leader of Medina when he traveled. He carried the elderly's burdens himself, ensuring that they were cared for. And he reminded people that weakness does not decrease a person's value. And so he said, part of glorifying Allah is honoring the elderly Muslim. And so the Prophet ﷺ did not only love people when they were strong, he loved them most when they were weak. He visited the sick, he encouraged them to stay strong, he saw them as valuable, not as burdens. He also honored the elderly and disabled. And loving Muhammad ﷺ means following in his footsteps. And that would be clearly seen in how we treat the sick and vulnerable in our lives.